just go over some of the problems that were missed from the 8.4 day 2 Google form. So the problems that I noticed multiple people were having trouble with. So I pulled 5 problems, and we can kind of decide whether or not we need to do them all, or maybe like 3 or 4 of them, something like that. So let me present my screen, and then I'm going to kind of see what you guys think about which ones we should go over. Sorry, I just crammed lunch in my face right before this. Okay, can you see my screen? Like the white with the problem on there? Yeah? Okay. All right, so number 1 and number 2, I think are ones that I definitely want to go over because those were frequently missed ones. And then I had 6, 7, and 8. And out of those 3, if you don't want to do all of them, maybe we can choose 1 or 2 of them to do, or we can do all of them. I have them all prepared, so whatever. So let me do number 1 and number 2, and then you guys can think about what you guys want to do about 6, 7, and 8. Okay? Sound all right? And you guys can turn your microphones on and ask questions anytime you need to. So, number 1, we have to figure out what D is. So D is the number in front of the x squared term. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start by writing the whole thing out, but I'm not going to I'm not going to simplify everything because I know that this is the only one I really care about. So if I'm going to start writing it all out, what do I do with that 5? What does that 5 indicate? You can turn your mic on and...
The row that it's in?
Yep, the row that it's in. So if I was using Pascal's triangle, here's how it goes. And remember, we add, so like the 1 plus 2 is a 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, and there's always 1s on the outside. So what row should I be using? Okay, I'm seeing 5. All right, which one's the 5th row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one right here? No, good. We got to start counting from 0. So I think some people were using the wrong row. This is the 0th row, which is weird to say. 1st row, 2nd row, 3rd row, 4th row, 5th row. Another way you can tell is the second number in here. If it's a 5, it's the 5th row. 4, it's a 4th row, etc. Anyway, these are our leading coefficients. So I'm going to write them out, and I'm going to leave some space in between. Okay, and then whatever is listed first, which this case happens to be a 2x, that is going to get raised to the highest power, which is a 5. And then that is going to decrease along the way. And then eventually it will have an exponent of 0. And then whatever is listed second, so in this case it's a 3, that is going to start to the 0 power, and it's going to work its way up to the highest exponent. So at this point, I don't really need to simplify all of these terms because that's not what the question's asking for. I really only need to focus on the term that involves x squared. So that's this term right here. So that's the only one I care about. So I'm going to simplify that. I have a 10, and then this will be 2 squared and an x squared, and then I have a 3 to the 3rd. So the 2 squared will be a 4, and the 3 to the third will be a 27. And I have to multiply the 10 times the 4 times the 27, and I'll get 1080 x squared. And this was the answer to the question because it was asking for d, and d is the number in front of the x squared. So that was the answer to number 1. Any questions with that one before I go on to the next one? Okay, here's number 2. This time we're finding b. So the exponent on this term is all I need to figure out. Now, this is a 3, so that tells me what row am I going into. Yep, third row. And the coefficients from the third row are right here, 1, 3, 3, 1. So I'm going to write those out. And then do that same process where whatever is the first thing, put it in parentheses, and it's going to get raised to the highest power, which is a 3, this power right here. And then it's going to decrease. And then the second thing that's written, which is a 4, that's going to start with a 0, and then it's going to increase. And we only care about b, so we only care about this term right here, which would correspond to this right here. So just kind of simplify that out. X squared squared is x to the 4th. 4 to the first is 4. That's where the 12 comes from. 3 times 4 is 12. So it's 12x to the 4th, and we're supposed to figure out b, so b is 4. That's it. That's your answer to number 2, is just 4. Doing all right? Yeah, cool. Any nodding heads, thumbs up, those are always good things. That help me know if you don't want to turn your mic on. Okay, so 6, 7, 8. What do you want to do with those? Do you want me to do all of them? Do you want to just choose a couple of them? I mean, they're all along the same kind of thing. If I had to say which ones were more difficult, I would say maybe 7 and 8 were the more difficult ones. What do you want to do? No strong opinions? Cool. Okay. You want me to do all 3 of them?
No. Can we just do 8?
How about we do 7 and 8?
Okay.
And then if people want help on number 6, they can stick around longer. Okay. All right, we'll start with 7. So I just want this one term. And you could get that by writing the whole string out, but this is the 10th row. I don't think very many people are going to want to write out that entire 10th row because it's going to be super long. So we've got this formula right here that allows you to kind of zoom into just one term in that whole string. And the n is this exponent. That is the row of Pascal's triangle, and n is the letter that represents the row. So we definitely know that's a 10. At the moment, I don't know what r is. I'm going to figure that out. X in the formula is not always an X. I think some people thought that it was always an X. It's not. It's whatever is listed first, which is an X squared in this case. And that's going to get raised to the n minus r, which would be 10 minus something. I don't know yet. And then the y in the formula is not always a y. It's whatever the second thing is. In this problem, it is a y, but it won't always be. And that's going to get raised to the r, which I don't know what that is yet. But I have clues here, right here, because I know I'm supposed to end up with a y to the 6th. So what should go in the red box? You can hold up your fingers if you want. What should go in the red box here? I want to end up with a y to the 6th, right? So a 6 is going to go in here, and in there, and in there. So I'll have 10 choose 6. This will be x squared to the 10 minus 6, which is 4. And that'll be y to the 6. And then we multiply those exponents. That's where the x to the 8th comes from. And the y to the 6th. So you see how that's matching so far? And a is this 10 choose 6. So type that in your calculator. 10 choose 6, you get 210. So the question was asking, what is a? So a is 210. That would be the answer to the question. All right, let's try number 8. So same kind of thing where we're going to use the formula. And the 9, that is the n. And I don't know what r is yet, so I'm just going to kind of put a generic box there. X is, in this problem, it's a 3x. It's whatever is listed first in the binomial. So it's a 3x. And that's going to get raised to the n minus r, which would be 9 minus red box. Haha, red box. P.S. We just got Sonic the Hedgehog, I think, as a red box for the kids to watch tonight. Have you guys seen that? Is it any good? Am I going to hate it? Well, I don't really care. It's for them. All right, anyway. The y in the formula is not just a y in this problem. It is whatever is listed first, or sorry, second, whatever is listed second, and that's a negative 2y. And that's going to get raised to the r, which in this case is the red box. So I go up here and I look for my clues. I need to end up with a y to the 3rd in the end. So what's supposed to go in the red box here? Yeah, a 3. So put a 3 in all of those. And you're going to have 9 choose 3, and then you're going to have 3x to the 6th, and negative 2y to the 3rd. And then just remember, okay, after you do this 9 choose 3 in your calculator, you're going to get 84. But what you have to remember is you have to do 3 to the 6th power and x to the 6th power. And you have to do negative 2 to the 3rd power and y to the 3rd power. So 3 to the 6th, that's 729. And negative 2 to the 3rd, that's a negative 8. And you got to multiply the 84, the 729, and the negative 8 all together. And you're going to get negative 489,888 x to the 6th, y to the 3rd. And the problem was just asking for a. So a is this right here, negative 489,888. So I think what people are maybe forgetting is the fact that you're going to have some numbers here that also need to get raised to powers. So the 3 gets raised to the 6th, the negative 2 gets raised to the 3rd, and then you have to multiply all those numbers together in order to get that leading coefficient. So, what else can I help you with? I could do number 6. We could talk about today's new stuff if you want. You let me know what you might want some help on.
I mean, I think I'm good on everything. I don't know what else, but same.
Same? All right, can I throw a little riddle at you guys then? Okay. Okay, Pictionary. See if you can guess what I'm drawing.
Christmas ornament.
Padlock.
A lock.
What kind of a lock?
Padlock.
A school locker.
Okay. Have you guys ever heard them called this?
Oh, yeah, combination lock. Mm-hmm.
All right, what's wrong with that? That's wrong.
It's a permutation. Or like they use permutations.
Why?
because the order matters because you can't repeat numbers.
Yeah. So like if it was, how many numbers are there on a combination? Does it go up to 39? Is it 0 through 39? So how many numbers is that?
39.
40.
40. There's 40 numbers. If you're choosing 3, okay, let's say you choose 3 and you happen to get the numbers 12, 15, and 32. Let's pretend those are the numbers you get. Can you, in a true combination lock like that, like a locker, are you allowed to put them in any order you want? No. That's what this would be. This would be the number of ways of choosing any 3 numbers out of 40 numbers. So that's not actually what's happening here. They have to be in an order. So permutation would be the correct kind of term. You would be doing 40p3, and that would give you the number of ways to have 3 digits in a particular order. So anyway, there's a little, you can take that to the dinner table tonight and tell your parents that cool fact. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? All right. Well, if you got to get going, you certainly are allowed to go. I know we're a little on the early side of what I blocked for time, but if you want to stick around, if you have questions and you want to stay and ask, go for it. I'll be here till 1. But otherwise, have a good weekend. Enjoy the weather. It's supposed to be really nice tomorrow, I heard.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, wait, I do have a question. I just remembered this.
Yeah.
For today's homework,